All right, how we doing, everyone? Trevor here, Tag Performance and Nutrition, helping you be more athletic as you get older, just so you can live a better life. That's what it's all about, right? So we want to live our best lives as we get older. Yeah, things are gonna happen. You're gonna slow down a little bit. You're not gonna be able to do everything you did when you were younger, but you can still do athletic stuff. You can still move like a human, train athletically, have fun, enjoy it, get the results you want. And we're going to talk a little bit about that topic, kind of just on our focus. And too often these days, you're focusing on the wrong things. We're majoring in the minors. A lot of times you'll hear it said, something like that. Or you're focusing on the little rocks rather than the big rocks, the foundational pieces. If you followed me for a while, you know I talk about the foundation, the big rocks a lot. And it is key. And what are those big rocks? It is your training. Yes, training smart, training hard. It is your nutrition. It is your sleep. It is managing your stress. Those are pretty much the big rocks there. But within those, we can break them down to big rocks within each of those categories too. But we're focusing on the minor things. In your nutrition, this is a big one. I think a lot of it is the nutrition. We're so worried about, we're worried about supplements. That is one of the biggest things. Everyone wants to know so much about supplements and what supplements should I take. That's the first question I think a lot of coaches get, or when someone's working. What supplements should I take to build muscle? What supplements can I take to burn fat? What supplements can I take to get jacked? Should you take? Yeah, you can take supplements. There's nothing ultimately wrong with wanting to take supplements, but if that is your first thought, that is the wrong thing. We need to focus on the majors, the big rocks, the foundational pieces in your nutrition. That is simply eating whole nutrient-dense foods. The quality of your food matters if you are trying to be healthy, if you're trying to focusing on longevity, and longevity gets thrown around these days. But quality of food matters. You can't tell me you think those I don't know, any sort of random protein drink or a protein bar, the protein in that is not the same as eating a good quality steak or some quality lean ground beef or chicken or things like that. That is not, you can't even compare them. Their protein is not just protein. So let that sink in. Everyone says protein is protein. Right? No, it's not. The quality matters. If it's a complete protein or not matters. But we're not focusing on the whole nutrient-dense real foods. Quality protein that comes from real sources, so plants or animals, mostly animals, is where you're going to get the most complete protein sources. You have to mix and match plant sources to get complete proteins if you're vegan or vegetarian. But I believe humans are meant to be omnivores and eat both. So, and then you're eating your carbs, your quality carbs, your fruits, your vegetables, your potatoes, your rice, your oats, all that good stuff that is delicious. I guess delicious does mean taste good, but it fills you up with nutrients as well. Your veggies and throw them in there. I think I forgot to say that, and then your good quality fats. So, getting these foods from real sources as much as possible. Yes, and I know it can be expensive with organic and stuff like that, and even organic doesn't mean it's good quality. Just if you can focus on real food first, that is a big rock. Instead of worrying about the supplements, my meal timing. Meal timing is, I think, one of the most overrated things, and that doesn't really make that much of a difference. Or you get a lot of people worrying about, I'm carnivore or I'm vegan, but whatever. I see it a lot of times. I'm carnivore, but you drink alcohol. That doesn't make sense at all. Or you're worried about you see the people that are worried about all the seed oils and stuff like that, but yet they're still drinking alcohol, or they're smoking, or these random things like seed oils are not good. I know they're not good. That's pretty much proven. But if you just start making your own food and eating real food, you don't have to worry about that stuff, because we're not thinking of the big picture, the main focus. You're still drinking alcohol, you're still doing all this other stupid stuff, worrying about all those stupid little things. again, like meal timing, or the perfect, you're worried about calories in versus calories out instead of worrying about quality food first. Calories in versus calories out is a big thing, but it's not the only thing. If you're just eating crap and drinking alcohol and things like that, and you're not eating quality food, I mean, sure, yeah, if you certain people can get results, but it's probably not the best for you. But again, measuring the minors in your training, you're worried about you're so particular about this perfect training plan. I got to do this. It's got to be the perfect sets, the perfect reps, the perfect split. But you just waste so much time doing that you don't actually train. You don't train hard. You don't push yourself and challenge yourself into different and progressive overload in sprinting and jumping and throwing, doing all these athletic things. So you're not actually training. You're just wasting time focusing on my minimum effective dose or all these other terms that people throw around, and you're not actually training hard, and that's why you're not getting results. Not because you don't have a perfect plan or perfect sets or reps or scheme or whatever. It's because you don't train hard. It's because you don't do anything, and you just go in there and think, I can just do this perfect program or whatever, but you're not training hard. So again, we just simplify things, and it makes it so much easier to get the results, and it makes it more fun too because you actually know what you're doing, and you're not just thinking of all this stupid little things that really doesn't matter until you actually get the big rocks, the foundation, those majors in first. And again, you're staying out all night partying, drinking, and then you wonder why you're not getting any results because you're up all night. You're not sleeping. You're not focus on this first before you need to focus on supplements to help you sleep or some random device or new product to help you sleep. Start actually prioritizing your sleep and focusing on your sleep. That's probably going to help a lot more, and then everything else kind of falls into place. Do the things that you need to do to help you get to where you want to be. These were also just focused on a lot of the wrong things, those minor little details that sure some of them might have a factor and effect, but not until you get the big things dialed in. You build those habits that you need to ultimately become the best version of yourself, and focus on that rather than focusing on all this stuff that isn't going to do much in the long run. It's these hacks, all these influencers tell you all these different hacks, these you're focusing on you think you need ice baths and massage guns and all this other technology, even like an Oura ring. You think you need this stuff, and I am a big proponent of it. I like it just for simple tracking reasons. But you don't need this stuff before you do other things, especially like ice baths. Most of that stuff it's not even helping you at all. You worry about inflammation when inflammation is actually a good thing a lot of times, especially after a workout. Inflammation is a response that the body says, I'm pumping, getting a little pump with some inflammation. A lot of times inflammation is just the body healing itself. So you don't need ice baths to calm down, do that. I think ice baths are one of the biggest scams. A lot of times it's just these scammers who are sponsored by something. These big podcast hosts or influencers, they're sponsored by whatever brand of like ice tub or whatever, or new supplement or new technology that they make money off of. So they're creating a new problem to sell you the solution, like that. When the real problem is that you're just not doing the stuff you need to do, the simple things. You're focusing on these ice baths, but you're not sleeping. You're just training balls to the wall all the time. You don't have a smart training plan. Dial those things in, and then you don't need the ice baths for recovery because it's not doing anything anyway. You don't need all these crappy protein shakes or protein bars that are just overly processed food, just disguised as and marketed as health options. They're not. They're just junk. Yes, there are supplements that are great. There are great protein powders, and supplements that you use if you're deficient in things. That's a whole other topic. But again, get these big things in. You're too focused on these minor things that don't really have much of an effect, especially if you don't have the foundation laid. So, but we're always looking for the quick fix, the hacks, those things that you see these biohackers and these podcast guys and girls, influencers all promoting. When in reality, it's just eat real food, train hard, move your body every day, prioritize sleep, prioritize doing things you enjoy, and manage your stress. And once you get that stuff dialed in, you don't really have to worry. Then the other stuff falls into place itself. So again, stop majoring in the minors. Start focusing on the big things that it's really going to move the needle and push you forward and help you on your journey. That's what it's all about. So go be athletic for life. Focus on the major things. Dial those in. Lay that foundation, and you're going to be good. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with more soon.